How does one go about controlling their monster? Watch this video to find out.
I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, my name is Sumit Chatterjee, Flow Zone Academy, Flow State Consultant. I am here to make you feel better and perform better. Today I got a question from Josh Bailey again, and he was wondering about Jordan Peterson talks about, being a monster but then controlling that monster. How exactly do you control that monster? First of all, it's important to understand what he means by this monster, right? The monster is the part of you that you aren't willing to face, that you've repressed so much that it's become this ball of rage, this thing inside of you that has all this primal energy. And some people could equate it to Carl Jung's The Shadow Self. You're dangerous, you can be evil, right? However, at the same time, you have to integrate that into your personality so that you can thrive in life. A lot of people that virtue signal and they deny their monster, they actually have even more problems in their life. The example that Jordan Peterson gave in the Jocko Willink podcast was that he was speaking about Harry Potter. How, Harry Potter had this piece of evil within him. Only with that piece of evil could he defeat evil Voldemort right at the end. And that took like 7 books, you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, that took a very long time for him to actually defeat that monster. He had to collect all these Horcruxes, he had to go on all these quests and different ways, different paths, right, that he took. And just understand that this is a process where you need patience. Once you dive deep into what you repress, what you've hidden inside of you, your shadows, you've got to know how to be an ethical human being. And you have to know when to break the rules, right? So that's what he's saying by being the monster and knowing how to control it, is understanding this is an ethical dilemma. If you improve your logic or your logos, meaning have things make sense to you, you will be able to control this monster. It's running purely on this emotional hardwiring, dark side, right? In order to complement that dark side, you're going to have to use logic and objectivism. You have the opportunity or ability to be dangerous, to confront people, but you don't anyway, right? And this is where the superego comes in. This is where that voice in your head that calms you down comes in, right? So this is about being extremely mindful about the consequences of your actions. The third way is to transmute that monster into something productive or something that is useful, something that is going to heal you, right? So for me personally, I've been going through the process of self-care. Now, this is not an easy journey by any means, because oftentimes you'll notice that hyper-creative people are also self-destructive a lot of times. And I've experienced that many times in my life where I start to become self-destructive. I'm letting that monster out, but I'm not using it to hurt others. I'm using it to hurt myself. So you have to watch out for that, right? I love asking myself this question of what would the most loving and wisest version of myself do? Or who do I need to be right now to control my monster? You notice a lot of very highly aggressive MMA fighters, they also, do yoga, or some of them also, they meditate or they smoke weed or something like this, right? They calm themselves down in some way. If you're in a high position of good, you've got to know the evil. Basically, you got to know your enemy, and the enemy is within. How do you control your monster? It's a lifelong process. Sure, you can control it in a few moments, but it's going to be building a relationship with the darkness within. And the way that you do that is by not hiding those things, by actually exploring them and, doing the inner work, basically. Hisham also asked this idea of, what if you're too masculine? How do you calm that part of you down? It's the same idea of, you want to find different ways to integrate that sacred rage through activities that are much more softening activities. Being in self-reflection, being in self-inquiry, being in nature. Why are animals in nature? Nature is a very soothing place, a healing environment for that tiger or for that, bear. So start to understand that the environment also affects the way that you control your monster. So that means you have to start to express your aggressiveness in healthy ways, right? Get a punching bag, start punching the soil in nature, start expressing that, start moving your body and dancing on the dance floor in an intense and angry way, like crumping, right? All of this stuff, they transmute that rage to be able to actually pull it through you. And some people also transmute it into their workouts. Or maybe at your boxing gym, you can finally take off that cage. A writing competition, that you can take off that cage of that monster, right? So where are the moments where you can let that monster roam free? Usually it's at your craft. Oh, that monster seems to be biting people. Okay, no, now I have to have discipline, have self-control, right? So I can calm that monster down. You have to train it. And now you have it almost like a Pokemon. You have it under wraps, you have it under control, you can let it out, you can let it fight for you in moments where you need it. And in situations of danger, you got to let it out. And being very stoic-minded, this will all help you to control your monster. In situations where you need more strength, you've got to let it out. Having a sense of discernment is what you need. You must also acknowledge your impulses and cravings and be able to set boundaries for yourself. If you don't have that monster, you'll be easily manipulated in certain situations. I hope this video helped you out today. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Boom.